The Constitution of India, Preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution.
Hi my dear children, welcome back to our English class. Hope you have learned to cope up with the present situations, isn't it? Yes. Since we are dealing with the lessons related to art, let us also listen and see the artistic skills of our friends. Here we have Shivadarshan with a melodious song and Vismaya with a beautiful performance. Let us watch that.
Hi friends, my name is Shivadarshan and I am studying in 8th B and I am going to sing a song for you. It's a film song by the name of Pomutole by Vijay Yeshudas and it's from the movie Joseph.
Last teacher name is Indu Priyamis, and my mother's name is Geetamani, and my father's name is Prabhu, and my brother's name is Krishna Prabhu. And I love dancing, and my favorite hobby is also dancing. So I am going to do semi-classical dance. You can enjoy.
Hope you enjoyed their performances. Thank you, Shiva and Vismaya. Art is the expression of human creative skill. Art never dies. Okay? Now, get relaxed for some time to listen to a story. I know you all are interested to listen to stories. Am I right? Yes. In the previous chapter, The Mysterious Picture, we came across Till, the painter in the story. Right. Now, let us move on to another story, The Boy Who Drew Cats. In this story, you will see a boy who is a painter who knows only to draw cats. It's a Japanese folk tale. Do you know what a folk tale is? Folktale is an old traditional story that has been told again and again orally for generations. Folktales are usually related to ordinary people and their everyday life. Folktale includes characters, settings, and a problem. Now, let me introduce the characters in the story. So, the characters are a boy, the protagonist of the story. Protagonist means the main character. The boy is the main character in the story. Farmer, that is boy's father, boy's mother, boy's brother and sisters, and an old priest. These are the characters in the story, The Boy Who Drew Cats. So next, setting. Setting is a place where the story takes place. Here, the setting is a small country village in Japan. Here, the country means the place outside the village. So, the story takes place in a small country village in Japan. So, as I told, the folktale story includes characters, setting, and a problem. Now, let us move to the story and find out what the problem is. Most of the folktale stories begin with once upon a time or long, long ago. Got it? So now, listen and enjoy the story. Okay? A long, long time ago, in a small country village in Japan, there lived a poor farmer and his wife who were very good people. They had a number of children and found it very hard to feed them all. The elder son was strong enough when only 14 years old to help his father, and the little girls learned to help their mother almost as soon as they could walk. But the youngest child, a little boy, did not seem to be fit for hard work. He was very clever, cleverer than all his brothers and sisters, but he was quite weak and small, and people said he could never grow very big. So his parents thought it would be better for him to become a priest than to become a farmer. They took him with them to the village temple one day and asked the good old priest who lived there if he would have their little boy for his acolyte and teach him all that a priest ought to know. So, the story happened a long, long time ago in a small country village in Japan. There lived a poor farmer and his wife. They were very good people. They had a lot of children. And the farmer found it very difficult to feed them all. Feed means to provide food for all. So, the farmer found it difficult to provide food for all. The eldest son, when he became 14 years of old, he started to help his father in farming. And what about the little girls? Yes, even though they were very small, they started to help their mother in the household works. Here comes our hero, the protagonist, the main character in the story, the youngest child. The youngest child, a little boy, did not seem to be fit for hard work. So, the youngest child, he was not fit for any hard work. He was very clever, cleverer than his brothers and sisters. So clever means intelligent. So compared to his brothers and sisters, who was clever? Yes, the little boy was the clever one. But he was quite weak and small, and people said he could never grow very big. So by seeing his appearance, the neighbors told he would never grow very big. So his parents thought it would be better for him to become a priest than to become a farmer. So the parents decided to make him as a priest instead of a farmer. They took him with them to a village temple one day and asked the good old priest who lived there to make him as an acolyte. What do you mean by acolyte? Acolyte means a person who helps the priest, assistant. So the boy's parents took him to the nearby village and they met the old priest and they asked the priest to make him as his assistant. The old man spoke kindly to the lad and asked him to some hard questions. So clever were the answers that the priest agreed to take little fellow into the temple as an acolyte and to educate him for the priesthood. The boy learned quickly what the old priest taught him and was very obedient in most things. But he had one fault. He liked to draw cats during study hours and to draw cats even where cats ought not to have been drawn at all. So, the old priest talked to the boy very kindly and asked some hard questions. As we know that the boy was very clever and he has given clever answers. And the priest agreed to appoint him as his acolyte. The boy learned quickly what the old priest taught him and was very obedient in most things. So the boy was very obedient to the priest and he learned the things quickly. But he had one fault. What was that? He liked to draw cats during study hours and to draw cats even where cats not to have been drawn at all. So what was his fault? He used to draw cats even in the study hours. Whenever he found himself alone, he drew cats. He drew them on the margins of the priest's book and on all the screens of the temple and on the walls and on the pillars. Several times the priest told him that was not right, but he did not stop drawing cats. He drew them because he could not really help it. He had what is called the genius of an artist. And just for the reason he was not quite fit to be an acolyte, a good acolyte should study books. So, whenever he found himself alone, he started drawing cats. That was his hobby. Where did he draw? Yes, he drew them on the margins of the priest book, on the walls, on the pillars. Wherever he found space, he started drawing cats, only cats. Several times the priest told him that was not right. So, the priest strictly warned him what he did was not correct. But he did not stop. But the boy couldn't stop it. He drew them because he could not really help it. He had what is called the genius of an artist. So he was a born artist, so he couldn't stop himself from drawing cats. So the priest told he was not quite fit to be an acolyte because the acolyte should study only books. One day after he had drawn some very cleverer pictures of cats upon a paper screen, the old priest said to him severely, "My boy, you must go away from this temple at once. You will never make a good priest, but perhaps you will become a great artist. Now, let me give you a last piece of advice and be sure you never forget it. Avoid large places at night, keep to small." The boy did not know what the priest meant by saying, "Avoid large places, keep to small." He thought and thought while he was tying up his little bundle of clothes to go away. But he could not understand those words, and he was afraid to speak to the priest anymore except to say goodbye. One day, One day he had drawn many pictures of cats on the paper screen, and the priest became very angry and he said him harshly to move away from the temple. And the priest told, surely you would not become a priest, but one day surely you will become a good artist. And the priest gave him a last piece of advice. What was the advice? Yes, avoid large places at night, keep to small. The boy couldn't understand the meaning of that. When he was tying up his little bundle of clothes, he thought again and again, but he could not get the meaning. He was afraid to ask the priest. At last, he said goodbye to the priest and he left out from the temple. He left the temple very sorrowfully and began to wonder what he should do. If he went straight home, he felt sure his father would punish him for having been disobedient to the priest, so he was afraid to go home. All at once, he remembered that at the next village, 12 miles away, there was a very big temple. He had heard that there were several priests at the temple, and he made up his mind to go to them and ask them to take him for their acolyte. So the boy left the temple very sorrowfully. Sorrow means sad. So he left the temple sorrowfully and he wondered what to do next. He had no idea about that. If he went straight home, surely his father would punish him. Why his father wanted to punish him? Because he disobeyed the priest and came out from the temple. So surely his father would punish him. So he was confused. Suddenly he remembered that the next village, 12 miles away, there was a big temple and there were several priests. Several means many. There were many priests in the temple. So he made up his mind. What do you made up his mind? Decided. So he decided his mind to move to that temple and to become an acolyte for that priest. So children, hope you have understood today's session. So now it's time for homework. I am going to give you a few questions. Try to answer by yourself. Read the text well and find out the answers. As I told earlier, don't forget to enter the date, day, name of the lesson and the Roman number. Got it? Here are the questions. So I hope you will do the work by yourself. So that's all for today. Stay safe, stay healthy. We will meet the next class. Until then, it's bye from your Hindu teacher. Thank you.